Good day, everybody, and welcome to another open day session with our senior. Hey, hi there, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Today we've got an open day with our senior phase educators and also a few of our students that's joining us to explain or tell us a little bit about their experience within Steep Academy. If I could just ask everybody just to mute themselves for a bit, and then we will be able to start everything. There we go. Thank you kindly. Really appreciate that, everybody. As I was saying, it's open day, getting ready for term 2, closing of term 1, as well as very excited for 2023. We've got such huge things planned for this year. So our growth, our development within the academy has been amazing throughout the last couple of months. And we're just so excited to share our experience with everybody. So viewers, please, if you have any comments or if you've got any questions with regards to grade 7 to 9, this is your chance. Get to know the tutors and ask them anything you'd like to know. I think I'm going to start with Tamira. Just an introduction on who you are, what your position is with Seat Academy, and then if you can just mention the next person next to you, and then we go along until we've just done a short introduction on everybody, please.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Melissa. And thank you for the mini introduction as well. As Melissa said, I am Ms. Tamira Parsad, and I am the Deputy Academic Director for both the senior phase and the FET phase. Now, a few of my responsibilities are obviously a support for my fellow staff members, as well as a support for students and parents, assisting in systems where needs be. And I'll hand over to Caitlin now. She's our phase head.
Hi, everybody. I am Caitlin Duploy, and I am the English teacher, one of the English teachers for grades 7 to 9, as well as the phase head. Obviously, I teach English as a part of my job, and I just also help fellow senior phase tutors through their time at Seat Academy. So that's a little bit about me.
Thank you. Matthew? You unmute, Matthew.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Matthew Abrams, so just Mr. Abrams. I am the coding teacher for Seat Academy, the tutor, and I basically just teach grade 7 till grade 9 coding.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for that. Candice?
Hi. Yes, my name is Candice, and I am the subject head for natural science and technology and creative arts.
Awesome stuff.
I go by Teacher Candice, and I absolutely love being a teacher. I love working with Seat Academy and building rapport with the students. The students are the best part of my job and my day. I absolutely love them.
Thank you for that. I'm actually going to go to Shanae because I see we're jumping around here a bit. So let's go to Shanae quickly. You unmute, Shanae?
Yes. Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. I am Shanae Williams. I'm a tutor also, and I teach EMS. I'm also the subject head for EMS. And yeah, I love it. I love Seat Academy and how it's all online. It's easier. You get to meet kids all over South Africa, which is awesome. I just love all my learners. They make the day awesome.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, Manuela, if you can just do a short introduction.
Hello, I'm Manuela Angelica. I am one of the students of the teachers, and I love Seat Academy because it's so fun. We get to play games, we learn a lot, and all the tutors and teachers are really kind.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Jesslyn Kluter.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Kluter. I'm one of the grade 9 learners at Seat Academy. And Seat Academy is absolutely amazing, allowing individuality and just wonderful experiences.
I actually love the color of your hair. I mean, that is the nice thing of Seat Academy. You can literally color your hair different colors every single day, and there's nothing that anybody can say about it. So I love the hair color. And then last but not least, we've got Emlyn. Just unmute yourself, please.
Um, Hi everyone. I'm Emlyn Govender, and I'm the English tutor for one. I'm one of the English tutors for the grade 7 to 9s. I love Seed Academy because it allows our students to flourish with their individuality while still being in a safe environment and still learning and growing. I love Seed Academy so much. I roped in one of my students right there.
Thank you so much for that. I just want to, I know Mission Jacobs is one of our long parents that she's been with us for quite a while, since last year, I think, if it's not even 2020. And she says, thank you so much for the amazing work you do. My son is in grade 8D. He's actually sent us such a beautiful video of his introduction. He keeps on changing his t-shirt. Every time he makes a speech, he changes his t-shirt, which was quite cool because you see, for me, it's a case of getting to see what learners do, and incorporating what they know of today's world or today's technology and incorporating it into their schooling environment and things like that. I mean, do you ever think that they would be able to make videos like that at an actual mainstream school? You know, just thinking about it out of the box. But anyway, now it is your chance to really talk about your subject, what you do, how you do it, what makes your class different. How do you keep the kids engaged? You can literally put up your hand. I'm not going to point out who must say what. I'd like you guys just to feel free, open. The same will go for Jesslyn. If you are ready to say something, you just put up your hand and I will acknowledge you, and and you can just unmute you guys as you go along. So anybody want to go first? By all means, go ahead. Anybody? Like, unmute yourself?
I'll go
Anybody?
first.
Thank
I'll go
you.
first. It's okay.
Be our
So, like
icebreaker.
I said, I'll be the icebreaker. So, like I said earlier, I am the tutor for EMS. I am subject head for EMS. I think for me, at the start, it was a bit of a woe situation because I started a bit late in the term, and my learners felt like, oh my gosh, we don't have an EMS tutor. We are so far behind. But I made learning fun for them. I feel like Ella can let you know on that also. I make it enjoyable. When we have free time, I let them play games so we can get to know each other. But with Ella's class, we don't even get a chance to play games because we are chatting. So whenever I say let's play a game, they change it to a topic and then we are talking about each other's lives and catching up on each other and stuff like that. But what for me, what I can say is how I got the attention was I made EMS relatable to them. Because EMS is such a subject where, I mean, when I did it, I felt like it was like, who needs this? Like, I don't want to start a business. But when you relate it to their lives and make it a way that they can understand it, they get to enjoy it. And then they want to do it. And then they tell themselves, I can start a business. I know how to do it. So that's definitely how I feel I made it enjoyable for them.
Thank you so much for that. And that is so true, is having to relate your subject choice or subject matter, that it applies to the kids. It makes it more interesting. I mean, if I think about EMS when I was grade 7 or grade 9 or whenever, I really don't know. I'm quite old, people, but anyway. But when I was started with this, it's like, and EMS is technology and accounting, like the beginning stages of those type of introduction to your FET phase. And If you don't have the proper foundation, which means that your jobs is so important because you are setting the foundation for their future careers. You are giving them that stepping stone in making sure that they're going into the right direction. So without your assistance, without your motivation and your guidance, they may choose subjects that they don't really want to be into because it's just easy. Why should I take accounting, for instance, if I can do economics? Or why must I do what you call the other one, physics, when I can do tourism? But if you make these difficult subjects at a lowest grade interesting and you get them involved, it makes a difference when they do decide to go to the grade 10, 11 subject choices. Sorry, that was just my 2 cents over there. Anybody else just put up? Okay. Again, I think I must just nominate you guys because
Candace. Candace has her hands up.
I don't think we're shy. I think we're polite. We don't want to shout over somebody else. Okay, so I absolutely love science. I'm a passionate animal lover, and I have a small little zoo of my own here, and that has helped me with engaging students. So if it's animals, then I'll grab a pet and I'll use it to engage with the students. This is Steve.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a bearded dragon. And I also have a snake, I have rabbits, I have cats, dogs. I have a little farm. And so I'll use my pets to help when teaching about animal kingdoms, classification, and sorry, I lost my chain of thought. So we'll say goodbye to Steve. But yes, the animals, the children absolutely love to, they love to see the pets. A lot of children don't have their own pets. So then they have 100 questions about what they like as pets and taking care of them. We also have hamsters. And I allow the students to talk in the lessons. So we have discussions, either they're talking on the mic or they're typing in the chat box. And if it's things like if we're covering plants, I'll grab some plants that I have around the house and bring them into class to explain the photosynthesis. So I'm very, I love to bring things into the classroom. And we also have a lot of fun. I use, there's a website called Quizzes, and we do formative assessments. I let the students do a quiz after every topic, and they love it because they go against each other, and kids are competitive. But I think that it also, but I think it also creates a bit of camaraderie with the students because, they're competing against each other, but it's all fun. And sometimes even in our live lessons, we'll do live quizzes, and it's all about who comes first, who comes second. And it's all topic based. Jesslyn's smiling because she knows we have a lot of fun with it. And so I know I'm talking very fast, but it's just because I get excited, I get passionate about the subject, about teaching, about students. So, Jesslyn, is there anything you want to add to that? You know what the lessons are like.
Yeah, I feel like natural science is one of my favorite subjects just because of all the effort you put in, man. Like we have the YouTube videos and extra explanations and the quizzes, and it makes everything so fun and interesting that you feel happy about going to class. Like you'll be jumping around your room, going to NNT.
Jesslyn, ma'am is stealing you. You're mine.
Well, I think we were both fighting over Jesslyn because I asked her to join and you asked her. She said yes to both.
Oh my word, Jesslyn, let's give you an opportunity to let both of your tutors know what your experience is within Seat Academy.
Ma'am, me being from a normal public
Just hold on
school.
before Cheslin speaks. Cheslin's also one of my students.
Oh my word, guys, stop fighting.
Yeah, ma'am, I feel like all my teachers are my favorite part of the school. They're so kind and genuine, and we get to know them so much on a personal level as well as just academically. So it's just absolutely wonderful. In normal public school, you don't really get that opportunity. It's kind of just you go into class, you get your work, and you leave. So it's not that connection that you have with the subject and your teachers. So it's just, and you have so much time. There's no rush to get the assignments done or to get the test going or study. You have so much open time for yourself to just be calm and just go with everything.
Awesome. And if I may ask you this question, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot at the moment, how do you find the workload compared to when you went to mainstream school and being online? How do you find the workload that is given online from Seat Academy? Let
Man,
me put it that way.
oh, it is so much better. It felt like a weight being lifted off my shoulders when I joined the school because in public school, I had so much to do and so little time. Everything was due like on the bat. It was homework, it was assignments, it was tasks, it was everything. And now there's the little space to breathe. So you can just do it and not have to worry about, oh no, when I get this done, I have to go do that as well. It's just, it's calm and it's relaxing and it makes everything so much easier.
Awesome stuff. I'm so glad that we could make the difference in your educational journey. And obviously, thank you so much for the tutors for supporting her with regards to her journey. And we look forward to getting you all the way through to matric, So, Jesslyn, don't plan on going anywhere. You'll be staying with us up until matric. Just letting you, putting it out there. Anybody
Definitely,
else?
ma'am.
Awesome. Emlyn, are you ready? I see you got your finger ready there on the unmute button. Come on, let's unmute you.
No, I was busy congratulating Jess, and I was just talking to her because I love Candace's lizard. Jess would know I love to see all the, I call them floofs and fluffies because they know I like the floofs and the fluffies. And those are everyone's pets because we all need to still connect with each other while we're learning. So Jess will know that. But I would agree. I've always taught in very big physical schools as well. And it's a very big difference. You can actually focus so much with your learners in seats. You have your specified time, the kids get in, your learners get in, and you start. There's no waiting to sanitize and come in. There's no getting them to be seated. There's no, it's good morning, ma'am, in the message box if they want, and then you get on it. So it cuts out so much of that class time taken away generally in a physical school. And it's quite a bit. I mean, if you add it up in the year, you're taking 10, 15 minutes of your lessons in physical schools to just settle down my learners. And here, the learners know, okay, this is what's appropriate, this is what's not. If it's not appropriate, in about 1 or 2 seconds, we can actually deal with the situation. And it's so much more efficient for my learners as well. I know Jess will see in my classes, if we have anything that we're straying too far apart, we just go, it shuts down real fast. Your learners can focus more and they can pay more attention. And because you have your pre-recorded videos as well, before you even have your lessons, before you get to your teachers, your learners know the content. They're not going in blind because they feel comfortable in a section. You're more comfortable to ask questions on it. So that allows learners to actually feel comfortable in a learning environment. And a lot of these learners, Jess, and when we have our sessions just to connect, we'll go, well, why did you come here? Why are you in seat? And they're like, well, in normal schools, I was bullied, or I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. I have so much time to play sports. I have so much time to do more. And it's not just so much time for the learners, it's so much time for us as well. Normal schools will finish 5 or 6, and then you have sports, and then after sports, you still have meetings, and it gives everyone more time to be themselves. as well.
That's true.
And when it comes to actually engaging with my learners, well, I like to bring in relevant topics. Like for today, for example, we had Shrek as our example of there's a deeper meaning to the movie Shrek. So learners
Okay.
enjoy being relevant. I mean, you can ask Jess. It was an interesting day. So what's good about it is you're free to communicate with your learners, and your learners are free to communicate with you at any time. They're not scared to do it. And a lot of the time in a physical school, the fear is what holds a learner back. The fear of their peers and the fear of their teachers. And that is all taken away in this environment. So it encourages learners to foster a sense of identity, as well as it nurtures positive aspects we ourselves want to see in society, in broader society in general.
Thank you so much for that. And I just want to touch on the topic that you mentioned about the pre-recorded lessons, that is so important. And one of the things that I like to inform all the parents when they do join or before they join is the importance of the students actually, just hold on quickly, somebody just unmute. There we go. Yeah, I think it's just the importance of having students watch that pre-recorded lesson before they actually join the class. The importance of them actually understanding what is going to be taking place. It gives them that, not only do we encourage the self-learning, because obviously they're going to learn, sit and learn on their own, but it also allows them to start thinking out of the box. So what can I bring to the classroom? What can I say in the class that my teacher must, sometimes it becomes like, how can I challenge my tutor today? I don't know if you guys experience that in your classes, but I mean, do you guys get that experience? I mean, I would love to hear about that, please. Thanks for that. I mean, that's amazing, because that's what I'm thinking. You watch the video, now I understand. So, okay, I'm going to be clever with the math. That would be me. Just want to be showing off anyway. Yes. But anyway, let's go back to Matthew. Matthew, coding.
Yeah, my situation is a bit unique because I don't have to set up exams or tests or anything like that. So there's no sort of mark sheets or anything. But regarding Seat Academy, what I love most about Seat Academy is the fact that everything's online. So if I move to Limpopo tomorrow, I can still have this job. It's not like I have to worry about anything like that. As long as I have an internet connection and a PC, I can still do this. And also, student-wise, I even told the students, because I know in school you weren't allowed to even have bubblegum. That's something I never understood. But now that's not really an issue anymore. You can pretty much do what you want. Because for me, having bubblegum and eating keeps me focused. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but it helps me focus. Yeah, and then all the other schools just don't allow that. But now that everything's online, that's not really an issue anymore. And I teach coding. So what coding essentially is you, whenever you have something that is hardware, so a phone, a computer, even just a robot, it needs software so that it can work that thing. Now, coding is basically making the software so that it can work with any type of hardware. Now, as soon as I told the learners what coding was, because a lot of them didn't even know what it was. So that was a big challenge because they had no clue. And then when I explained it to them, their first question to me was, "So, sir, can I hack a lot of people? Can I hack people's phones? Can I?" Yeah, that was their first question. And then the second question was about games. Can I make video games? And how was this game created? And how was Minecraft created? And all of that. And so there's obviously a big interest in coding, but there's the one thing that was lacking is they don't understand what happens behind the scenes of even like StreamYard, this website that we're on. There's a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes that's not being spoken of. So that's one of the big obstacles in my case, is that I have to introduce coding at a very, very basic level. And then one of the biggest things I've seen with the students is they're not very patient with themselves. So sometimes they will do something and then they get it wrong and then they feel very disappointed, or they feel almost like I'm going to shout at them or something if they get something wrong. I don't know if there are probably public schools that do that, where the teachers get all irritated and stuff. But something you have to understand about coding is this is a new language. It's the language of the computer. It's like learning French. You can't learn French today and then next week you're fluent in French. So you have to be sort of very patient with yourself when it comes to coding, and you're going to fail a lot, but then you just continue and continue and continue. It's like learning how to walk. Like you're not born and then you just walk. And then,
That's so true.
yeah. And what I've done for fun, so I come from a background of teaching university students. So usually I'm just cold hard facts. So here's the work. Here's you can learn it. Goodbye. But then I learned with the school is the students are a lot more sort of responsive and personal than just professional. So I've learned how to also, I would say something like, I just downloaded this game and I'm going to play it. And then all of a sudden there's a big discussion about video games for the next 10 minutes, like that. So I've learned that that's how you should be with these students. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I would talk about coding, and then I would relate it to the biggest thing, the two biggest things about what coding can relate to is social media. So how Instagram is created, how Facebook is created and all that, and with video games. And then I just use those topics to help get to the students. So yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome stuff. I must say, it's actually a very interesting topic. I mean, for somebody like myself that has got absolutely no clue about coding and has never even designed a website, never mind creating a little flipping a board game. For me, it's like, if they ask me, like during lockdown, I must share the story. So anyway, as you all know, we all went into lockdown. What happened was that my kids, my husband and myself, we're at home and we get bored. So let's have games night. Yay, we've got no games and nobody wants to sit on their phone. So I literally took a board, colored in 4 blocks, painted it green, red, yellow, and blue, and you'd get the little buttons. You use the little buttons, and I played that little game where you throw the dice and you move that. That is me creating a game, far from coding. But anyway, Tamira, you wanted to say something?
No, actually, Candice wanted to say something, but
Okay,
yeah, well, while I'm unmuted over here, I just want to add on what Emmeline and Matthew were saying about the very big difference that we have online versus in public schools. Like how Matthew was saying, in public schools, the teachers have no patience. They will just shout at the kid. And in Seat Academy, we don't have that. We always try to address students on a personal level. So there's no, okay, why didn't you do your homework? You are getting in trouble now. There's no any of that. It's more of a reason of why didn't you do your homework? Let's see what the issue is. How can I help you? So that is one of the main
Tamira, I'm going to
points of
jump in
culture
yours
here.
before you carry on, because I'm going to forget the thought. In a physical school, it actually it encourages more negative habits in the learners. And what I found is what you've been saying in SEET, we're encouraging more of the positive traits of actually coming to school on time. I'm getting your work done. There's no limit. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, and
I love
like adding on that also, it's also about like how Jaslyn was saying, we do encourage individuality over here. So if a student comes up to us, and our students can also engage with us in our systems, and like Matthew was referencing the coding, their voice is heard here. It's not just like, okay, no, this is the way we run things and that's it. We give everyone a platform to voice their concerns. So we encourage students to be themselves and to shine as bright as they want to.
Sounds bright like a diamond. Sorry, guys. Okay, I just want to give it over to Shannon quickly. She's just give her 2 seconds just to join us. But I must tell you this. So I had the foundation phase on a couple of days ago with their open day, and I don't know if you guys actually watched it, but did you see Roxanne actually had to sing for us online? So don't get stressed out if I make you do something online while you're here with me. So Shannon, over to you.
Okay, hello everyone. My connection is a bit bad, so I'm really sorry. So I'm the life orientation tutor. I also tutor social science. Life orientation is actually very fun for me because we get to discuss basically anything. It's like an open space for students to express themselves. They can speak about everything and anything. And sometimes they actually challenge me in that class, and then I'm like, wait, am I not the teacher? But yeah, in that way, I also, I learn from them, because, as a teacher, some teachers have this perception that the teacher is always right. But in actual fact, we're actually learning from the students as well. And I'm really learning a lot from them. So yes, that's basically just life orientation in a nutshell.
Awesome stuff. Thank you for that. Candace, you're looking for attention there. Just give a wave. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, well, as I said before, I do natural science and creative arts. So, spoke about natural science, and I just want to chat a little bit about creative arts. So, in creative arts, I'm pretty sure every student came to term one thinking that they were going to draw pictures. And I had to explain to them in the lesson that creative arts is not just art, it is drama, it's dance, it's visual arts, it's music, and it's teaching them culture. And in the beginning of the term, we started with the topic, or term one, we did dance. And we started with posture, teaching correct posture, which is so important for teenagers while they're developing. And then it's went on to, ma'am, I cannot dance. Ma'am, I do not dance. Ma'am, don't even ask me to dance at the end of this term because I'm not going to do it. Jess is laughing because she knows every lesson I was told, ma'am, we do not dance. And so the assignment for marks for term one was 2 practicals. So the first one was they had to learn how to do a warm up. So they submitted a 2-minute video of them doing stretches, warming up. And the second one was that they could do, we covered locomotor and non locomotor movements. So I told them I'm not going to be teaching them Swan Lake, Nutcracker, yeah, all of these dances. Come on, these are things that they can use in their lives. So yes, they could do one of the types of dances that we had covered, and for their second practical, and 3 minutes long. And while I've been grading them, I've told them I'm having so much fun because they are having fun. They all said, we can't dance, man, don't even ask. And yet, when I'm watching these videos, these kids, I told them, just play your favorite song and dance. If I see you moving your body to music, you will pass, you'll get a good mark, and just have fun with it. And it's so great to watch these videos now of all these kids that said, we don't dance. And just to see them having so much fun with it and doing the dances that we learned in class. So
That's
creative arts has
absolutely
been great.
amazing.
Next term
That's
is
amazing
visual
because,
arts.
visual arts. Okay, so with regards to the dancing, because, I always think about creative arts, and yes, you are right. Creative arts has got to do with dance, music, drama, all those arts and cultures all in one subject.
Yes.
And I always find it, I mean, how do you dance in front of a class? How comfortable are you actually in, like, especially if you like on stage, like the teacher's like, okay, you must go on to stage now and like do a dance piece, and like standing there frozen because everybody's watching you, type of thing. But I'd like to hear from Jesslyn quickly with creative arts because I saw you giggling there, and I've noticed you, like, every time somebody says something, then you're like, oh, it's like, okay, so come give us your little secrets there. Come share the secrets of how do you do that?
Ma'am, it was extremely terrifying in public school doing any practical. It was so scary because the kids there, they are so judgmental. So if
Sure.
you don't do something specifically to the way that they expect it to be done, then it's like you're getting judged, you're getting picked on, you're getting bullied, and it really depletes your self-worth and it makes you like very enclosed. And here at Seeds Academy, everything is accepted as long as it's respectful and it's genuine. It's accepted, so you can just really express yourself and be yourself and have a good laugh with your teachers, and just everything is so amazingly fun. It's
Awesome
like it's
stuff.
the best school.
I told my students that there's no judgment. It doesn't matter where they do the video. They can do it in their garden, they can do it in their bedroom, they can do it in their kitchen. It doesn't matter. And just move your body. And, so it took a lot. And I also had to do a lot of reassurance that only I am going to watch and I am easily impressed. So don't feel shy. And the videos that have been submitted have been awesome.
Awesome stuff. I like the fact, and one of the things that I always say, when it comes to oral and especially like creative arts and stuff like that, I always and parents always say, but now how do they do orals? How do they submit this? Because my child cannot stand that. Unfortunately, our kids suffer from anxiety. Some of them's got depression, and they just don't feel confident enough to be standing up in front of a class. And you always find parents asking, so how do they do this? What do they do? And I'm like, you know what? The best thing about Seeds Academy is the fact that you do a recorded video. And if you're not happy about that recording, you can do it over and over and over until you are happy with it before you actually submit it.
Melissa, can I jump as well?
Yes.
Can I jump in
ahead,
and
go
quickly
ahead.
say, it's actually helps the teachers as well, because in a physical school, I know because I've done this. Because you have so many students at one time and you have to do it during school time, you're sitting during your breaks doing it. You're sitting with your kids and you're rushing them through it. You don't have time. They don't have time. You're not eating. You're getting stressed out. So with this, even with English, you can watch it in your own time. Your kids, you're not calling them on the PA system. They're not getting anxiety over that. So it's a two-way system. It's easier for them and it's easier for us. I'm taking myself back.
Okay, guys,
Can I just add to that also?
Okay, by all means, go ahead.
I just was thinking, like we were talking about like the anxiety and all that. Like Seeds Academy helps learners open more about their whatever mental issues that they're going through, like mental illness issues. Because in an actual mainstream school, like when I did my teaching practice, kids don't want to talk about what they're going through. But with Seeds Academy, I feel like my learners open up easily with me and allow them to talk and let me know. And then us as a class, we are just there for each other, which I love.
Awesome stuff. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to have to say goodbye to a few of you so that we can allow the rest of the tutors for the 7 to 9s to log in. I can see they are getting a bit impatient. I see I think they see that you guys are having too much fun, man. So
they want to join.
Jump in. Yes. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you online. Is there any last words besides Caitlin and Tamira that obviously will still be staying for the rest of the group to come in? Is there any last words that you guys would like to share before you leave?
Can I say something?
Mention? Sorry, we both want to talk at the same time. We're trying to be polite.
Gents before ladies.
My last word is basically just the richest people in the world got that way because of coding.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Candice?
So I just wanted to mention that the way that I actually found out about Seeds was that I enrolled my children in Seeds. And both of my children are homeschooled. I have a 10-year-old son in grade 4, and I have a 15-year-old daughter in grade 9. And what I saw as a parent made me want to, as a teacher, it made me want to be a part of the team. It looked like so much fun, seeing what my kids were doing. And I actually just kept applying. And then eventually when positions opened, finally I got an offer. But as a parent with homeschool children, I understand their needs. They aren't socialized the way other children get to socialize. So I understand that talking in class, as long as it's topic based and being able to just feel like they're part of a team and allowing them the opportunity to actually form friendships in class with their students and also to let them create a bond with their teachers is just so important because a lot of these children, my children are fortunate, I'm at home all day with them, but a lot of these students are actually children that are home alone all day and they're just doing their lessons, and these live lessons are the only opportunity that they have to socialize, to communicate with the world. And that's why I encourage them so much in classes just to put their marks on and take part, even if it's just reading the lesson material. Jess knows because she's one of my readers. But maybe that's the only opportunity that that student had to read that day or to use their voice until mom and dad got home. So it is, I love Seat Academy for my children, and I love being a part of the team so that I get to just do all the things that I know. It's very satisfying. That's what I'm looking for. It's very satisfying being a teacher online.
Awesome stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shannon, Emmeline, I think, or Jesslyn, any last words?
I want to thank Jess for coming on because it seems everyone was fighting for her. And just reading the comments, Gemma, here's the thing also, here's the beauty of Seat. Gemma's technically not in my class, but I see so much of Gemma because she comes to my class because she can't make the other classes and the rest, that I know kids who are not meant to be in my class. So you get to meet a whole bunch of beautiful souls you would not usually meet, and they're afforded that opportunity to do so. So here's to meeting more beautiful souls. In English.
Okay, Jesslyn?
Yeah, ma'am, I would just like to add that the enthusiasm and the love the teachers portray towards their subject is just wonderful. It makes it look like they're not only there to teach you, they are there to share their passion. So it just makes learning so much better.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for offering your is it lunchtime? Yes, it's lunchtime. So thank you so much for offering your lunchtime to join us. Shannon, any last words from you?
My mic on?
Yes, it's on.
It's only on.
Okay, Shannon, I think you've just muted yourself again. Here we go.
Again.
There we go. Leave it on.
Okay, my mic keeps going off. I don't know why. Okay, is it working?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm saying is the platform is really different. Like to add on to what Shanae said about, you know, students feeling very open to discuss things with us. Like I've noticed that a lot in life orientation. Like sometimes we speak about very touchy subjects, and the students would actually open up to me and they're like, "Ma'am, can I send you a message? I just need, you know, some information with regards to this certain topic." And like, you know, it's very open discussion type of thing going on in the classes. So yeah, it's something that you can't really do in the class at mainstream schools, because like the other teacher said, you know, you see other students. So with Seat Academy, it's much better, and students Okay, what's happening?
Okay, I think. Okay, I think Shannon is having a little bit of difficulty there. So what we'll do is I just want Shanae, I'm not too sure. Did you have your last words? I mean, this people talk so much. I don't know if I missed it, you know. Shanae, are you still with us? Pretty girl.
Con- yeah.
Okay. Okay, so clearly she had a chance,
Okay,
right?
yeah, sorry. My mic just didn't let me unmute. But I'm good. I'm good. Everything was touched on.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Ladies, thank you so much. And gent, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you again very soon on one of my webinars. I just want to give some time for the rest of them to come in. If you can, sorry, if you can just automatically end your session, just give it a wave and then just end your broadcast on your side, please. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so that was amazing. So nice. The first session has gone off. We're waiting for the rest of the team to arrive. Tamira, you know, you are the backbone of the senior phase, or the supporting bone. Let me put it to you that way, of the of the senior phase. Talk to me about your the assessments. We just literally just finished our term 1 exams. Talk to us about the exams. How did that go?
I would say the exams, there were a few hiccups with regards to it because of ESCOM's load shedding. However, we always managed to have a backup plan for anyone who was affected with internet issues, with load shedding, even some of our new students who didn't really know so much about how the online environment works. We made sure to have a backup plan available so that no one was negatively affected. And those students had extra time to finish their assessments, which the deadline is on Friday. And then with regards to the exams, they have an opportunity to take retests in term 2. So that's also something that I find very nice over here. It's not just like you have a one opportunity, you miss your shot, so sorry about it. You know, it's we always want to listen to the parent complaints and to student complaints, and we take them seriously, and we sit down and we try and find a solution for where it's win-win for all parties involved. That's kind of what I can say with regards to the assessments. And also, our tutors take the assessment seriously. When they look at the assessments, they can already identify certain things where it's like, maybe I can see that this child might have a certain issue with dyslexia. We can refer it to the counselor to let the parent know. And some of these cases have actually been successful, where the child was assessed and they found out that they had a learning barrier. And then the parents came back and they were like, thank you. I didn't know that my child had this. If it wasn't for you, my child would have still been struggling and saying, I am the problem. But meantime, they just had an undiagnosed issue that now has been rectified. So I think that's my take on how the assessments went.
That's, you know, I actually, just you touching base with regard to the educational psychologist that we brought on board. I think in the beginning, late last year, I think earlier, the beginning of this year. I think that is such a huge, it made such a huge impact on not only our students, but also our staff. Because I mean, even as staff, we also have problems. We also have to deal with deadlines, you know, having to make sure that are we actually giving the best we can, and we are also under pressure, you know, so having that extra person there as support. And I know Tamira and Caitlin as phases and as more of a senior position, you guys are there supporting the staff, guiding them and assisting them. So thank you for that. I mean, without your support, I don't think that the tutors will be comfortable doing what they are doing, or at least doing what they do love doing, because that's the difference between being a teacher and actually just loving what you are doing. You know, I loved what they said earlier, is the fact that you can see, Jesna said it's because the tutors are passionate about the subject that they are teaching, and it makes a difference. So that is such huge words. I'd like to welcome our new list of panelists. I'm just going to give you like literally 2 seconds, just introducing yourself. My name is this and this, and the subjects that you are tutoring. If you can just unmute yourself. We can start with, I'm going to go down. On my screen, it says Jerome, Wesley, Rena, Rasa, and then up. If we can start with Jerome. Just unmute yourself, please.
Good afternoon, I'm Jerome. I teach natural science and technology, and I'm quite well experienced, and I specialize in natural science, mathematics, and physics. And my passion is to see young people developing their true potential in maths and physics in careers in our technological and information century, to be part of problem solving in our century that we live in.
Thank you for that, Jerome. Wesley, you can go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Wesley Adriaanse. I'm the mathematics tutor for the senior phase. That is grade 7 to grade 9.
You're muted now, Melissa.
Oh, okay. My apologies. My apologies. I must say, I'm sitting in the office and I realized that the door was open and there was a bit of a noise, and I just went to go close it. So I do apologize for muting myself. So anyway, Rena.
Greetings, my name is Rina Manganye. I'm a tutor for Sepedi. I tutor Sepedi across all phases, which means I tutor Sepedi from foundation phase up to the FET phase.
Thank you so much. And then Rasa.
Good afternoon. I'm Mrs. Vitalingam Rasa, and people call me Mrs. V. I'm the Afrikaans tutor in this. Yes, it's simpler. I teach Afrikaans in the senior phase. Coming from mostly teaching at a high school, it was good being able to teach the teenagers, as I call them, to be able to help them along, because they seem to come with many different issues in learning. And one issue that I would love to address is about reading. I find that reading lacks amongst our students. And if we could just encourage them in terms of reading Afrikaans more, I think we would have half our problem solved, because that will actually allow them to build up vocabulary and their writing skills.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Did I miss any? Oh, yes. Okay, I don't know. I see it's Miss Mathie. I'm right.
Miss Mate.
It's Katula.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to even. That's why I skipped it. When I don't laugh, Samira.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand, Melissa. A lot of people struggle with my name.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sile Tugutula Mate, and I'm the mathematics tutor for grade 7 to 9. I'm also the maths HOD, and I'm also the senior phase head for the entire grade.
Wow, amazing. A mouthful there. You deserve that name. Honestly, you deserve that name. Sorry. Guys, welcome to our open day. So today is all about what do you do in your class? How do you keep your students entertained? I know there's a few languages in here that I heard, and obviously with languages, and because our platform or our program is from different diversities all over South Africa, you find kids joining you from that might not even be speaking your language. I was speaking to Rena as well, and the problem was that she physically literally had to teach the language Sepedi to some students as they've never ever done that. So it's also new when it comes to the Afrikaans languages and things like that. So give us a little bit about your experiences in class, what you guys do differently on a day or even on a day-to-day basis. How do you keep the kids entertained or involved in the lessons? Let me put it that way.
In terms of Afrikaans, I've adopted a method of speaking Afrikaans and speaking English to them. So in that way, they will pick up on the language itself. I've also encouraged them about reading, and I've put up something on my Google Classroom, and that is enrichment, where I've looked for like word puzzles, reading documents, and giving them enrichment in terms of that, and also speaking to them about how important it is to read more, because I found that if you read more, you will learn more. And if you learn more, you are going to be successful. So in terms of my classroom, I do speak both languages, English and Afrikaans, in explaining. And if there is somebody that doesn't really understand, I do chat with them on WhatsApp so that they can get a clearer picture of it.
I like the fact that, one thing about all our teachers is that we go over and beyond what is required. I mean, just listening to what you're saying now is the fact that I know there was times when we go to class, and if that class is an Afrikaans class, you speak Afrikaans from the minute you walk into the class to the minute you walk out of that class. There is no excuse. And since and from our foundation phase, as I've been chatting to everybody for the past 3 days, I get the same story. You all relate to the students in a language that they all understand, which is universal, and that is the English language. And having to actually explain something to them in a language that they understand and then relate it into the actual Afrikaans or the language that they are entering into the class makes a difference and helps that student understand it even better. Just want to go to Rena. Rena is a pedi. Rena, I'm not too sure. How do you do with the Sepedi? I think I spoke to you yesterday with regards to some of these students that is completely new, that has never spoken Sepedi before. Is it only do you find that with the senior phase as well, or is it only for the younger ones?
A lot of our learners do not have a background knowledge in Sepedi. In all phases, foundation phase, senior phase, FET phase, most of them do not have a background. It's only a few that know Sepedi, that have done Sepedi before. So in that case, what I do is I make sure I translate everything in the language that they understand, which is English, and I also make sure that I start them with phonics, and as well as alphabets, how we pronounce alphabets in Sepedi, and word by word, teach them word by word how to read word by word, and then we take it from there.
Thank you so much for that. And I always find it, I always advise parents, let me put it that way. I always advise them, I say, when you speak a language at home, because I mean, most of our parents, I find it always that, your home language can be Afrikaans, Sepedi, or isiXhosa, isiZulu. That is your home language. But when you actually physically have to learn it at a school level, it's quite different in actually speaking it and actually learning it. And I always say, the first thing I always ask, have you done it? No, but that's our home language, we can do it. But it's actually so much different than actually speaking it. Caitlin, I'm going to give you 2 minutes because you look like somebody that wants to say something there.
No, I just agree with what you said. Like, I mean, even some English speaking students, sometimes they can't grasp certain topics in English. There are so many components to English that if you just had to look at English as a whole, it can get a little bit overwhelming. So that's why, especially in my classes, I just try and break down everything. And if a student isn't understanding something, I've always told them, I don't mind explaining it a trillion times until you understand it. I will sit there with you explaining it over and over again until you got it. So it even applies for English speaking students. Sometimes with the subject the English subject, they sometimes don't even grasp those things. So
That's true. That's true. That's true. Now, I totally, I find, and even myself, there is, because the language is so huge, and also when you're in school or when you're younger, you don't actually get to learn all these words. And that's why reading is so important, because the more you read, the more you understand. And by reading or even just watching educational videos, which I tend to do, I know I'm one of those. I mean, I like reading, but I like the paper book reading. And during lockdown, I had to just either go onto my phone or I had to watch movies. So I've now literally just lost that feel of just touching a book. For me, touching and reading, turning the pages, I love it. I actually miss it. But anyway, so I can talk a lot. Sorry. Wesley or Jerome, anyone, you can mute yourself. Okay, let me see if I can unmute. Jerome, you're speaking, but you are still on mute. There we go.
The big challenge in our tradition, from moving from our traditional educational system, my philosophy is work smart, not hard.
That's true.
And what I perceive from my experience is that too many emphasis is placed on traditional steps of solving problems. In chemistry, for example, kids work every day in their own houses with chemicals. And those chemicals are the basic chemicals that we need to understand the periodic table and chemistry. So taking it from what they know to the level of abstract thinking, that is the basis in mathematics, science, and technology. And that is the gap which is in our educational system, and which sheet allows me to bring in raising the basic concepts of our natural world that the kids are surrounded with every day. A recipe is actually an experiment that their mother does every day. The only difference in science is the ingredients are different, but the way they react is the same way it reacts in a chemical reaction. So linking the two together, kids, for example, they understand if you put in 1 teaspoon of sugar into a glass of water, there can only be 1 teaspoon of sugar in a glass of water. So calculating mass of substances in a solution makes it much easier for them to understand. And that helps them to understand the concept of concentration, reaction, and mass of products in grade 11 and grade 12. So
Wow.
the CET phase actually gives them that basic understanding and foundation to do science and technology in grade 10, 11, and 12.
Awesome stuff. That is absolutely amazing. I find a lot of the tutors that I've been speaking to now over the past couple of days is you find that how they take what you have available at home and you're bringing it into the classroom. If I'm just thinking, just a simple glass with a teaspoon of sugar, like Jerome just said, a simple glass with a teaspoon sugar, water. That is all it's needed. You can't even do a simple project like that in a classroom environment. I mean, imagine having 30 odd kids in a class, each one with a glass of water. I mean, they'll literally throwing each other wet with water. I think that is what would happen. Put your fingers in and sprinkle each other, type of thing. You won't be able to do this kind of thing when you're in an actual classroom. So bringing the household environment into your teaching, it just relates even better with that student, because now they can, oh wow, but I actually have this at home. I can actually do this myself. I don't have to wait or go to class to actually see how it's done. I can physically do it with my tutor online because I have the stuff on there. Wesley, over to you.
I can just echo everything Jerome mentioned. You need to incorporate everyday things that the kids are aware of to kind of improve the understanding of mathematics in my instance. Because I think that math teachers, they already, you know, they're really kind of at a disadvantage because learners, they have the idea that they are bad at math or that they're not going to use math as they get older. But that's not the case. You know, in class, I always make the joke, always make a joke that, okay, class, we're going to start off the lesson by playing a bit of Fortnite, something that they are familiar with. But obviously I don't do that. But what I try to explain to them is that the video games that you're playing, how the backend is built, mathematics is used. In the same way that we use numbers to compare different things. It's the very same thing when you build the back end of a video game. But instead of using numbers, you use different variables and different functions to compare things. So I always try to incorporate tech in my class and show them how they can make use of what they know now in the not so distant future.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for that. And yes, I find I mean it's actually so sad if I think about it. A lot of our kids, when they get to grade 10 and 11, I mean grade 10 and 11, they start off, I mean, everything you guys teach prepares them for their subject choices, and it's so important that they get a very good foundation so that they can choose the subjects that they really want to do. And one of the things that I always find is like maths and physics and accounting. I mean, I literally had accounting about 2 or 3 years ago. There was a school that did accounting. Their matriculants, they only had 2 students doing accounting at the matric level, that they actually had to cancel that entire class because what is the tutor going to be doing teaching 2 students accounting for the entire year? So the tutor actually sacrificed his time, came in earlier, gave them the lesson, so they still did it. But I mean, thinking of 60 kids starting in grade 10, or even 90 kids in grade 9, because I mean that is when they have to choose those subjects. So you've got 90 kids in grade 9, and then you get 60 of them that actually does it, and then they just drop. And so it's so important that what we are doing, finding that gap between them, understanding what is at home, and getting to know what they are doing and implementing it into the classroom so it can give them a better understanding with regards to the subject matter. It's so important. Guys, just unmute you guys, unmute yourself. If anybody wants to say something, please don't wait for me to say something or ask you to say something. Just be engaging, put up your hand or whatever you need to do. Please, guys.
I just think that, home environment is so important also to ensure that our learners, our students actually learn better. And parent involvement is of the utmost importance. And if we don't have parents that are checking on children while they are at an online school, I think it defeats the purpose, because our children have to be disciplined. Because some children may make as if they are online, but they are not actually doing any work. So when we look at work that is returned, you can see that some of them have no notion of what is really going on because they haven't paid attention to what was being taught. So I think parent involvement is very, very important.
That's so true. And I totally agree. I always tell them it's a 50-50 relationship, with Seat Academy. You've got the tutors, and then obviously you've got the people that's at home. So it means that 50-50, you support the student. You make sure the student is there. Make sure that you don't do the work for them physically. That's not what we're asking. You just need to support that student, get them, make sure the homework is done. If they need help, just give them a little bit of assistance. Give them that little bit of motivation from home as well. You wanted to say something? Sorry, your name. Yes, that one, Mathi. I'm gonna call you Mathi. Sorry.
Just call me Miss Mate, Melissa. It's fine. Well, I agree with you 100%. I just wanted to add just a point on what you've just said, because as teachers, when we teach, it's very difficult to see how these learners participate in class, because they all have their mics muted, their cameras off. So it's very difficult to see if they're really paying attention in class, if they're really understanding what's happening in class, unless we give them as an assessment and mark it and see, okay, this is where the learner is. So it's quite important for the parent as well to get involved in the learning of the student as well.
No, that's so true. And I think the nice thing of having I mean, if I think about it, yes, maybe we would all like to see each other, and because then obviously you can see that you engage with your students. But I mean, you can't force the students to have their cameras on at that particular time. So you've also just got to be allow them that opportunity to feel comfortable. Because I mean, I would think my best dress is having on a. I can actually tell you, you guys see how nicely dressed I am. Got my blazer on because that's all you can see. I've got a tracksuit pants on with tackies, and I'm walking around in the office, and I'm like, guys, this is me. I've got a tracksuit pants on. I feel comfortable. Nobody is seeing me from the bottom. So if I could wear my pajamas to work, guys, I would literally be sitting here with my PJ pants on and a blazer because all you see is my top part.
But I mean, like, that's also what happens in some of my classes. Like, some of my students are saying, ma'am, I've got a confession. I'm actually in bed right now in my pajamas underneath my blankets. And I said, you do you, but I mean, that's the benefit as well of online schooling. I mean, you can learn in the comfort of your own bed. So
That's true.
I've also tried to, now and again ask them just to switch their cameras on, to check on them, say hello to them, hi to them, just to also make them comfortable. Although they might be in bed, they might be having their breakfast. You see parents walking in the background, but that we can understand. But it's good to make them feel at home at all times, most important.
No, definitely. And I think that's what they understand as well, is that they can feel comfortable while learning. That's one thing that I do love about Seat Academy, is that it allows students to be comfortable in an environment, no matter
That's
what.
True, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, just to add on what you guys have said, yes, we create that environment where they're very comfortable. I even tell them, guys, as I'm teaching you right now, I'm in my PJs. So you really should be comfortable. But then we must understand that there's some kids who are very shy. They
Yes.
don't even say anything in the chat box. They don't even unmute to say something. So what I do is I create that platform of I give them my number, my contact details. WhatsApp me. If it means calling me on WhatsApp, call me so that we can chat and understand where you're going wrong or where you don't understand, and make sure that by the end of the day, at least you understand the topic before your test or examination.
Awesome stuff. I mean, I'm listening to everybody, and I'm listening and I'm hearing about how you are available to these kids. And if you think mainstream school, I mean, it's literally 8 till 2 o'clock or 8 till quarter to 3. That's the hours that the kids are in school. I know for a fact that you guys are available 5 o'clock, after 5. Some of you, you go that extra mile. Kiddies pick up the phone, they're phoning. I mean, I've got parents phoning me on a Sunday, and I'm like, it's Sunday. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. Why are you phoning me so early? But we make ourselves available. It's, we set a certain standard, and I know that we must have our days where we need to just switch off. Weekends, you switch off, you put off your phone and things like that. But I still find myself, if I have my phone with me, I find myself still going, okay, let me just check, let me just see. Maybe there is somebody that needs me. Caitlin is shaking her head.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, I mean, even in the school holidays that are coming up soon, like, I'm still gonna be there, like, okay, cool. Does this person need me? Or does that person need me? Okay, wait, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? So it's always like running through your mind what you can or, need to do next.
Yes.
But I mean,
But it's
that's the
also
benefit. The tutors go that extra mile.
I know, and that is the amazing part of it. That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
We go the extra mile. We make ourselves available to the kids, but they appreciate that. They appreciate the fact
Mm.
that I can message my tutor because you know what, she will respond to me sooner or later. That type of thing. She is available. That I will get a
Mm.
response. I love that. I just want to, we've been online for quite a while now, and I don't know, some of us might need a bathroom break or something. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. I want to get your last words, Tamira, Caitlin. This is now your chance to give your last word of inspiration or motivation or just anything that you'd like to say to the staff or the kiddies that we currently have, or just in general as a Seat Academy member. Everybody can just say something. So we go from Tamira and we work our way down all the way to Mrs. B, and then I'll finish us off for the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here today. It's been a very lovely experience. So first of all, thank you to you. And then I think the most important thank you actually goes to our current parents and students, because we would not have the opportunities that we had if it wasn't for you guys. So a big thank you for all Seat Academy parents, students, as well as our tutors for being the backbone and supporting, even though, like Melissa said in the start, like myself and Caitlin are the ones here who are referred to as the backbone, but we wouldn't be able to do our jobs if it wasn't for the amazing staff that we have on board also. And one thing that's been brought up here a lot in this webinar was the support system that we have for all of our students, and how tutors can engage with students on a personal level via WhatsApp. And then even tutors came on board to say that students are messaging with personal problems, and we even have a educational counselor on board. Now, when I was still in the tutor position, I also had students come to me, and I like Japanese culture very much. So one thing that I used to tell my students, like, kids get worked up sometimes for the very smallest of things that might not even be an issue. And I used to tell my kids, there's this Japanese thing, I can't remember the name right now, but I know it starts with a K, where if there's like a broken vase, for example, and that vase is cracked, it's not seen as a flaw, but instead they repair that vase with gold, and it becomes something unique, something irreplaceable, and something that value can't even be measured on. And that's what I always used to tell my kids when they were feeling down, that you are your own unique person. Your flaws are what make you perfect. There's no such things as imperfection. So that's my little 2 cents to end this off.
No, that's amazing. And just to add to that, Tamira, I recently learned that when you've got something, you need to break it in order for it to actually grow and build and become something different. So you just using that analogy, just kind of like just triggered that memory that I had a couple of weeks ago. So you have to break it in order to build it up. So I totally agree with that. Caitlin?
I just want to also, it was roughly what I was going to say as well, Tamira, how proud I am of all the students and all the tutors at Seat Academy. I honestly couldn't work with a more amazing team. And I've also shown my students a video that when they are a bit low or unmotivated or something, I'll always show them this video. And in this video, it says, we are all a little broken. But the last time we checked, crayons can still color the same, even if they are broken. So that is just a little reminder to, if any of my students are watching, that it is the end of term. We all are tired and whatever, but we can all still color the same, even though we may be a little bit tired right now. But I just want to, say to everybody that I'm so proud to work with amazing people, and for my students, the most amazing group of students I've ever, taught with, ever. So yeah, thank you for having me here.
Welcome.
Okay, I think Jumeirah and Caitlin have said it all. Well, the only message I have goes to the parents. Thank you so much for choosing Seed Academy. That's like the best decision you've ever made. Thank you so much for trusting us with your kids. Believe you me, your kids are in the best hands. That's all I can say.
Thank you for that. Thank you, and that's true. It's once again comes down to the fact that you guys are passionate about what you're doing. You wouldn't be in this situation if you weren't really truly passionate about what you are doing, and just creating that safe environment and that educational environment for the students, even though they're not physically with you. It really, really shows with regards to comments and things that we are getting from parents. Let's go down, I think, to Jerome.
Yes, for me, it's very significant that parents have realized that their children do have true potential, and that Seed Academy grants him that opportunity to develop to their true potential, and not just to be merely a pass on, without really discovering their own true potential in themselves. And I think I admire the parents for that, for seeing that. Let me rather give my child the opportunity to develop on his own so that he or she can discover really what is his real true potential. And for me, that is, if only more parents can really, without even looking at the report, first believe in their own kids and then teach the kids to believe in themselves. And that will bring about wonderful in our society.
No, that is so true. I totally agree with you with that, and it comes down to um, just helping the kids with their self-study. I always say that Seat Academy prepares the kids for their future, which means that we're not looking at today, we're not looking at tomorrow, but we're looking over and beyond their schooling education. Having to them self-studying, getting them to actually do things on their own when they are old enough, that where they are right now in the senior phase, they're old enough, they understand. And having them given, I find that parents stress more than the kids do, honestly. They panic more than the kids, and they're like, oh, but we're so stressed, and we kind of like, calm down. You're stressing your child out. The more you stress, the more your child stress. So calm down. The kids has got this. They actually they adapt much better than the parents do. Sorry, parents, so just putting it out there. But really, just relax. We've got your kids. We give them the best, and we will make sure that they reach their full potential over and beyond your expectations. Wesley, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to also thank the parents. Thank you for allowing your children to go on this journey with Seed Academy. Because here at Seed Academy, we are trying to prepare your children for the future. The jobs that exist today, it won't exist in the next 5 to 10 years, and that's what we are trying to achieve here at Seed Academy, to prepare them, as you were saying, Melissa, for the future. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Wesley. Mrs. V, last but not least, most important, Afrikaans. One of my favorite subjects, just so by the way, was Afrikaans.
Oh, good. It's just that looking at the age group that we're dealing with, and we look at what they want to have in life and what they want to achieve. And when we look at that, I think it's so important for us to realize that the independence that they are given and the responsibility in terms of being at Seat Academy, we have actually taught them about maturing to great adults. So I want to thank them, the parents and Seat Academy, for allowing the children to be at an academy like this and being able to allow our children to mature and to become great in their own way, because each one of them are great in their own way.
Thank you so much for that. And yes, I totally agree with everything that you have said. I just want to put it out there. So thank you so much for everybody that's joined me today. This is our senior phase tutors that's been online, just giving a little background of what they do in their classes. So senior phase is grade 7 to 9. I love the interaction that I've heard about them interacting with the kids. I mean, literally had a Candace with I can't even remember, but some kind of pet. I forgot again which one
Yeah,
it
it was
was.
a
But
bearded
With the bearded
dragon.
dragon. They had a bearded dragon, snakes, hamsters, dogs, cats. Like she said, a
yeah,
whole zoo.
yes. I mean, like, how amazing. That to me is like amazing. How can you do that in your class? I mean, you literally see the kids scattering all over the place if you take an animal to school, you know? So, I
You
mean,
must see her snake though. She's got this big snake that she just puts over her, and I would have flown out of there like very quickly. So kudos to her.
yes, but just listening to that, and yes, Caitlin, I mean, I would have been running right next to you, believe you me. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much for sacrificing your time. I really appreciate that you are willing to do this and just showcasing who you are. I mean, it's some of you, it's the first time that our parents get to see you. It's the first time that you with us as well for the first time. We are hoping that your journey with us will be successful, and it might be a blessed and long one. At Seat Academy, we, like I said earlier, we prepare our kids for their future that they will be entering. And obviously with that becomes innovation, community, growth, and support from all of us. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.